Down. Hi, I'm here with Simon from the Hunt Sabs, and a few weeks ago I went out with the Hunt Sabs for the day, and it was a brilliant experience. I learnt a lot. We followed the hunt for several hours, probably over, what was it, about 10 miles we went?
It was about 12, 13 miles, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I learnt an awful lot about what these guys do, and when we were out actually following the hunt, there was an incident, and one of the riders fell off his horse and the horse rolled on top of him, and I saw it all. And it was amazing. The Hunt Sabs, they went straight in there. They helped this guy, regardless of any, previous issues or tension between both parties. And it made the newspapers. And I just want to ask you, Simon, what's been the sort of follow-up to that story? Have you had any interesting publicity off the back of it?
Yes, there's been lots of publicity. One of our chaps is a paramedic, so he's got good skills. The rider actually did fracture his spine. He's going to be okay, but he initially claimed that he'd rather die than be looked after by Sab, but he changed his mind. Yes, we got good publicity. Unfortunately, since that, the vehicle used by that person has been attacked, had its tyres slashed. So the next week they couldn't actually go out, and the following week from that we were attacked, exactly on the same hunt, attacked in 2 separate occasions, and one of our people had 2 teeth knocked out. So the hunt hasn't really softened its approach to us, shall we say.
I mean, when I came out with you guys, it was actually quite a funny story because I had a cameraman booked and he didn't come out because he was too frightened that he was going to get attacked or have his camera equipment smashed. And after the day out with you, it was actually quite a calm day, I've got to say. And it was really weird because after the guy came off the horse, everyone was standing around having a little bit of a chin wag, and it was a bit strange. And the Hunt Sab said to me, this is really weird because we don't really talk to these guys ever. And it sort of ended up that everybody went home. And I said, well, you know what? It's not as bad as it's made out to be. But to actually find out that these guys, sometimes it just changes, doesn't it? And you were saying to me there are some guys that can be really nice to you, and then the next week they'll punch one of you or something will happen.
Yeah, it can just turn on a pin, really. The case I just mentioned, it was over a footpath. We was walking down a footpath, and they said, this isn't a footpath, and we said, here it is, he's on the map. And they said, you're not coming down there. Now, if we turned and walk away every time they say that, we would never get near the hunt. So we carried on going, which is when the fight started, basically, where people get hurt. So.
But you guys always have GoPros, don't you, around your neck? So you always carry evidence. And when I was on your website, I was having a look at one of your videos, which of course has gone around all over YouTube, and I've certainly shared it because I think it illustrates your point exactly, that basically your job, which I think is so admirable, let me get my words right, is to basically stop a fox being attacked, because the law right now is the fact that you cannot hunt with hounds. So wouldn't it make sense that if a fox runs out, that the people on the hunt try to stop their dogs from getting the fox? But they don't, do they? And your little video that came out on YouTube, and it showed the fox quite clearly coming out of the hedge, and one of your ladies went in to block the fox, and she got completely beaten up, and one of the horsemen came in and pinned someone up against the wall. It was absolutely appalling because it clearly showed that they were in the tension from that situation had escalated to a point. They were actually trying to stop you guys from helping the fox, which makes no sense.
It's common. Yes, they're not supposed to hunt. They're supposed to use no more than 2 hounds. If a fox runs, they're supposed to call the hounds off. They don't. It's hunting as normal if they can get away with it. As you say, we carry cameras and we film everything. And if we can't save the fox, we can at least go to the police. But to be honest, the police aren't interested. In the case of attacks, all that video's with the police as well. So we try and keep the violence to them.
The other thing that I thought was quite interesting when I was out with you on the hunt was, of course, I fell in love completely with the foxhounds. They are the sweetest, loveliest. I mean, I can't believe I was told that they get put down when they're 6. Some people told me, I don't know if this is true or not, that they get shot and fed back to the other hounds. That, I don't know if that's true, but that sounds pretty awful. But from touching and playing with the foxhounds, I've got to say they are completely homeable. In my sense, I think there should definitely be rehoming for foxhounds like there is for greyhounds. And what do you say to that? I mean, would you like to see foxhounds start to be adopted?
Absolutely. I don't want to perpetuate hunting, but the hounds shouldn't be suffered for it. As you say, they generally get killed when they're age 6, 7, as they start to slow down. It's actually worse than that because they breed more than they can use and they only pick the best of the litters. So there are a lot of very young hounds which are killed because they're not good enough to hunt, or they've got too many.
Oh, actually, no, that's the one thing I'd like to talk to you about, is the fact that the hounds are still being trained to follow the scent of fox urine, whereas if basically they're not supposed to be chasing the fox, wouldn't it make more sense to actually put them onto a scent which isn't a fox scent, something else, just a strong scent that they can follow? And you were suggesting that it might be the fact that they're just hoping that fox hunting with hounds comes back in the next election.
It's not just what I say, it's what the actual hunters say. They are keeping their hounds ready for the ban to be lifted. You can look at their websites, they state this. If you look at proper drag hunts, which have been in existence as long as foxhounds, they never kill anything. They are trained to follow a human scent. They do that, people have a nice day, they go home, nobody gets hurt. These hounds are still being trained to kill foxes, and the reality is they are still killing foxes when we're not there.
And you were saying that a lot of those hounds are new hounds. They're very, very young, and fox and hunting with hounds has been, you know, gone for so many years now that these hounds should now have forgotten how to do this, but they're still being trained to recognise this, like they're just waiting for it to be brought back in.
It's what they're saying. The ban's been in for 10 years. If they're killing hounds at 7, you've got no hounds which is younger than 3 years. Well, none of the hounds were there before the ban. So logic says these hounds shouldn't be chasing foxes.
You were also saying that a lot of foxhounds get killed because when they're running with the hunt, a lot of them run into the roads and they get run down, and that's actually quite a regular occurrence.
Absolutely, yes. There's loads of video of hounds on roads regularly, and some get run over, railway tracks, cars, you name it, it happens.
And of course people lose their cats, don't they, because they run through land and they kill people's cats and they kill deer and they kill rabbits.
It's pets, also other wildlife obviously. Deer regularly, there's a recent case where a deer was killed by a pack of hounds, but also livestock. There was an animal sanctuary which had a number of their chickens killed. There was a case in Ireland where hunting's still legal, where the farmer shot 4 foxhounds because they were rampaging across his land, harassing his sheep.
I think it's really unfair. These foxhounds, they're such lovely animals, and they seem to be getting the real butt deal here, I've got to say. I very much want to come out with you guys again and have another run with you, because I think the situation is diverse and it changes every time. And I certainly don't want to see hunting with hounds come back again. So we'll see what happens. But let's vote no when it comes to fox hunting. No, we don't want to see that come back. Thanks very much, Simon. Have a great day.